Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you guys are prepared for this lesson. So we have a few people in chat right now who are watching this live, but the recording will be sent to the majority of the students. So since a lot of you guys are cramming, so I didn't think that you guys might be able to join the live, so I just put it for the people who are desperate and cannot complete work during the week. So we're gonna go through this part by part. So this is part 1 of 3 or 5, and these only take around 10 minutes, so please do not stress out if you guys don't get the answers right on the quiz that is after this. Hopefully you guys watch the recording first, or go through the slides yourself first. So this is technically a memorizing and pronunciation task, as you can see here. So we're just learning how to pronounce these words and trying to memorize them. And by memorizing, I mean memorizing how to pronounce them and memorizing the translation. So we have 10 per part. So I think you guys are all aware about what common phrases are. So we're going to go to the next slide, which puts it a bit more clearly. And for the people in chat, I'm going to answer your questions out loud in case any other people who are watching the recording have the same questions or just curious. So these tasks, again, they take around 10 minutes, and the recording here is around 10 to 20 minutes maximum, and you have 1 week to do this, 24 hours a day, so you should have around 168 hours to complete this task, which gives you enough time to eat, sleep, talk with your friends, just do whatever. So good luck to everyone, and it just depends on how well your brain functions, and if you need help, DM a staff member / tutor / teacher, or just ask questions on the comments. Maybe a student might be able to help you, you never know. So we're gonna move on now. So when to use these phrases. So when traveling to Japan, most of the citizens can get by in Japan and meet new people using common small phrases. These are normally used when entering a shop / public hospitality or just bumping into new people. Managing to communicate online or in person by using these phrases can increase your punctuation and politeness. So here we have, before memorizing, please ensure that you have already read and gone through the introductions assignment. So I think Maggie-sensei must have assigned a introductions assignment a few days or weeks ago, and if you guys can't find it or you just can't be bothered to scroll back, it's also on Busu lesson 1 around 1 to 3 before we actually learn the hiragana. So you guys can go on Busu, or again go to the Discord / Google Classroom, and just, if you need help, just let me or another staff member know. So let's move on. Oh, sorry, by question in chat, what do you mean? Okay, so by this paragraph, what I mean is, when you go out in any country, whether it be in Europe, Asia, America, US, it doesn't matter. I know that when I go out, I want to permeate through the day as quickly as possible. When I'm going to get groceries, not actually going to meet someone, I would just want to use small phrases like hello, how are you, which one, how much is it, just to get by. Or if I just don't understand something, how to say I don't understand, or can you repeat that one more time, etc., etc. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go through the phrases now. Yep. So as I think I said before, if not, there are 10 phrases / words here that I want you guys to memorize. Again, you need to memorize the pronunciation and the translation. And as an extension, you guys can try and write these. I know I do. Question in chat: what is the writing technique on the right? It is hiragana. That's what I was about to say. As an extension, if you guys have already learned the alphabet, then you guys can try and write these. Or if you haven't learned the alphabet, then you can still try and write these just to learn how to write these symbols just for practice or just for fun. It doesn't matter, but I really hope that you guys do this last and you pay attention to this instead of that. This is just here for an extension for those students who want to extend their work a bit. So yeah, memorize these. So we're gonna go through them one by one, but if you guys already know these, then you guys can wait for part 2, 3, or 4 or 5. So number 1, I already know in chat, a lot of people already know what this means. Konnichiwa meaning hello. Just the basics. I don't really have to say much about this, so it just means hello. If I'm going to meet someone, konnichiwa, konnichiwa, hajimemashite, just quick on quick conversation. So moving on to number 2, we have sumimasen, meaning excuse me / sorry. Now a lot of people get confused by these, like when to use this word. So a lot of people mostly use it for excuse me, but of course sorry as well. It translates to both, but it's your choice. So sumimasen, again for the pronunciation. I remember when I was around 2 or 3, I would try and repeat these syllable by syllable, so I hope you guys do that as well. Okay, let's take konnichiwa for an example. So we have to go konnichiwa, and then you can do hand symbols if you want. I remember I used to do small hand symbols just to remember these, but it's really hard to do that while you're saying it, but you want to repeat these faster and faster, gradually getting faster. So konnichiwa, 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 just repeat it. So yeah, so moving on to number 3, we have daijoubu desu, arigato. So question in chat, is it pronounced okay, so I think if you guys went on Boosie, you would know that the U is sort of silent in a way. So sorry, so let's say if I were to say my name, or say I am Kana, I would say watashi wa Kana desu, but it's spelled desu, so daijoubu desu, arigato. It's not daijoubu desu, that please do not say that. But the desu is actually, in this case, it's optional, but not when you're saying watashi wa, Kana desu. You have to say desu then, but here it's optional. So it's either daijoubu arigato or daijoubu desu arigato. I think you guys are all familiar with the phrase daijoubu desu ka. The ka, we have it here as well, indicates that it's a question. So hopefully you guys also seen that on Busu. So yeah, so daijoubu desu meaning fine, thanks. Moving on to number 4, we have Onegaishimasu, meaning please. So again, do this syllable by syllable. Onegaishimasu, meaning please. Again, pretty much one of the basics. You just want to, for this one, I think it's easy to translate, but it's more about pronunciation. I mean, it's not that hard to pronounce, but a lot of people forget it. So moving on, I mean, a lot of people like to pronounce it as onejai. No, just it's with the G, it's not actually pronounced as G. We can see in the next example, it's o genki, not o genki. So o genki desu and desu ka. No, it's not desu ka. Again, the U is, like, for example, but if I take this out and if I do this makes no sense, but it is pronounced like this. Back to this, we have o genki desu ka, meaning how are you. Again, we can make a phrase or example situation with the ones we've done so far. So o genki desu ka, daijoubu desu, arigato. So again, we've already made a sentence right there, so maybe if you guys want another extension, you can try and, I think it's on the form already, but you guys can make sentences, example situations with these. You guys can add your own phrases if you want, but I recommend using these first because a lot of people might be confused. So let's move on to number 6. Okay, in chat, we already know again. Ohayo gozaimasu. It means good morning. There's not much to it. The gozaimasu is actually optional, but it makes it a whole lot formal. You would only say ohayo by itself when talking to a family member or friend, not when you're talking to your teacher slash sensei or your senpai slash upperclassman. So it just means good morning. Again, the hiragana is here. So let's just move on to number 7. How do you pronounce? Okay. So again, syllable by syllable. So doi tashimashite, meaning you're welcome. I mean, let's see. If we can make an example sentence, maybe we could say arigato. I mean, it's not here, but I hope you guys already know what arigato means. It means thank you, or you could say arigato gozaimasu, meaning thank you very much, or just making it more formal. So if I said arigato, you might want to say you're welcome. So in this case, it would be this. So we'll move on to number 8. Onamae wa. So I think on the example situations on the next slide, I actually wrote, I wrote a different example here, but we're gonna go through that when we get there. So this is a simpler version, just so you guys won't be confused. I mean, it means what is your name. It's a bit informal, but it is much more simpler, and people won't really get offended. But yeah, let's move on to number 9. We have wakarimasen, meaning I don't understand. Again, it's just when someone's saying something too fast, or you just generally do not know what they're saying. You would say wakarimasen, indicating that you want them to repeat it one more time. So here, number 10, we have dochira desu ka. So again, the ka. I don't know if I explained it before. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I did. So ka, indicating that it's a question. Without the ka, it would make absolutely no sense. So please remember to put the ka when you're asking a question. So it just means which one is it. Dochira, there's not much to it. If you're asking someone to if someone's asking you to get something, you might want to ask if they're getting you, maybe if they want you to get them a boba tea or just shoes, you might want to ask which one is it, just to be sure. But yeah. So we're gonna move on to the example situations. But please, for the people in chat right now, I think you guys are all writing it down, hopefully. So if you're watching the recording, you can just pause maybe and write a few of these down, or just or you don't have to write them down if you don't want to, but you need to memorize them since it's going to be on your quiz. If you have no idea what the quiz is about, again, go through the recording or go through the slide by yourself. So we'll move on. So example situations, we're gonna go here. So these are all using the following phrases / words, except for arigato, I think. And I also added a bunch of extra words / sentences, and I'll go through them when they come up. So ohayo hajimemashite. Again, this was on the introductions assignment. Hajimemashite just meaning nice to meet you. And then, yeah, okay, we already know. We do not know what this is. A much more longer and formal way of saying it just basically means what's your name. Again, if you go back to the previous slide, we have it here as well. It doesn't matter which one. Any answer is correct if you answer it on the Google form. So this is not my one on desu ka. It's basically the same thing. Do not be confused at all. I promise you that they're pretty much the same. I mean, you'll get it right either way. So, oh, hello, nice to meet you. Oh, hello, nice to meet you too. What is your name? Question chat. Do you have to say the No, here, this one, no, it's optional. I just put it there just to separate the sentences in case people are confused at all. So, okay. Number 2, we have Arigato Gozaimasu, meaning thank you, and it's formal. question in chat again. I don't get the formal and informal. Okay, so gozaimasu. Without the... Okay, let's go back here to this one. Without the gozaimasu, it would just be morning. So, I mean, you might think that Ohayo just means good. Good, but it... No, wait, sorry. You might think that gozaimasu just translates to good. It doesn't, but in this case it does. So, ohayo gozaimasu meaning good morning, ohayo meaning morning. You know, it's just making it more formal in a way. And of course it changes the letters and wording a bit, but it's just a more formal way. You would say this when going to your sensei / teacher or your upperclassman / senpai. Ohayo is for family and friends. So let's go to example situation number 2. We have Arigato Gozaimasu, and I think I just said that, but it means thank you formal. And here we have what I said before. I gave you guys another example. So iya, it translates to... So iya translates to don't worry. Okay, so it can either be used as no, not at all, or don't worry. So iya technically can... If someone were to say thank you, like it's here, you might want to say here, or of course this one if you want, but this is it's more informal, but I mean, the Japanese citizens won't like complain about it unless it's your teacher, and I don't know. It's just more formal. You can say either one. So, example situation number 3, we have O genki desu ka? How are you? And then daijoubu desu. Arigato. So, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Again, like I said before, it's here. This is optional, but I recommend it. That's why I did not put it in brackets this time here. I recommend it. So, daijoubu desu. Arigato. O genki desu ka? And then you might want to ask it back. So, o genki desu ka? Daijoubu. Arigato. O genki desu ka? Again. So, I'm probably repeating myself a lot, but I promise it will make sense. So you guys do not have to memorize these example situations. I'm just giving you examples on when they would be used. So again, we have O genki desu ka? And then number 2, we have wakarimasen. Again, okay, so here we have another example, like here. We have moi ichido kudasai. I think you guys are aware of the ichido. Yeah. In chat, we already have ichini-san. Yeah, it's the counting. So ichido. So could you say that one more time? Wakarimasen, meaning I don't understand. When you say wakarimasen, you're kind of saying that you just really don't know what they're saying. And when saying moi ichido kudasai, you're trying to say that they were talking too fast, maybe. We didn't quite catch that, but yeah. So the following slide will show the Hiragana version without translation. This is for you experts out there who are trying to learn how to do your alphabet or whatever. It's all simple. It's all here for you guys. And I'll give you guys a second to maybe print the screen or anything. Whatever you guys want to do. So it's all you guys now. You can come back to this recording if you want. And you can go through these again by yourselves maybe if you want, but I'm here for the translation and pronunciation. So if you go back here, so there will actually be a Google form on your Google Classroom provided if this trial lesson is published. If not, then I mean it probably will, but you know. So I'm gonna wish you guys the best of luck. Of course, DM me if any problems, or DM Maggie, or DM a tutor, a mod, it doesn't matter. If you have any questions, put it in the questions channel. It's all there for you guys. None of the questions on the Google form are actually hard. They're all to do with these, and we have like it's not a required question at the end. It's just an extension for you guys who want to make sure that you want to learn more or go ahead and extend your studies in Japanese. So It's basically just a paragraph of like example situations for you guys to write. So I'm gonna wish you guys the best of luck, and I don't want to continue this meeting any longer. I don't want to waste your time, but for now, if anyone has any other questions, make sure to tell me them now. If not, you guys can go ahead and do the form for this trial lesson. And again, it's part 1, but we don't know when part 2 will be out yet, since we have 2 lessons going on right now.